At Direct Service Overhead, we know how much trust you put in the individuals who have the privilege of working on the components of your home. We understand that a broken garage door is the last thing you want to be worried about, and most of the time, doors break at the most inconvenient times. Our professionally trained technicians service 24 hours a day, and our high-cycle parts are guaranteed to make a noticeable impact on your garage door without putting a damper on your wallet. If you're looking for need of assistance maintaining your current garage door, our team has the experience and expertise to deliver the results you deserve. Give Direct Service Overhead a call today or visit us online to learn more.
Yeah, well, Coach had the surgery this morning, and he shared that with me last night, day before yesterday, that he was going to finally go get his surgery. We had talked about it for a while, as far as him getting his surgery, but he shared that with me that I was going to coach the team while he was away, and looking for his speedy recovery to get back with his basketball team. And yes, I've been able to do this several times during my coaching career. And so going through it is not the first time in this environment like this. When I was coaching at Golden State, I coached 17 games with Coach Nelson there. So this is not a new thing. Plus, I've been around Coach Musk for so long and have a good understanding of how his approach was to being here and watching him work every day. And so as I share with the team that, I'm going to do everything I can to stay as close to the vest, how we've been doing things. But I got to coach it in my style and my personality. And I talked with Coach about that, and he said, "Hey, just do what you need to do. Keep preparing this team to get ready to play a game." What they do on the defensive end, because of their length and their athleticism that they cover a lot of ground, and they do a great job of switching and trying to flatten you out to make you have to play from out on the perimeter. And we have to be smart with the basketball. Things that we've been trying to do is take care of the turnovers. You're going to have those in the game because you play an imperfect game, but what you don't want to do is move over a bigger number that you can't recover from. If you have a turnover that you're close around the basket, that kind of helps you a little bit because you can get back a little bit defensively. But if you have a turnover up around the foul line or three-point line, then you very seldom do you recover, and especially against this team because their ability to attack the rim, you don't get recovered from those. Well, I talked with Coach last night, obviously, and then talked with him briefly before, and we text back and forth. And I'm going to share everything that I do. I'm sharing it with him. He told me just go out and coach the game. Just do what you need to do, and so that's the approach that I'm taking.
All right, happy Friday, everybody. Hope you guys have had a great week. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1. Yo! What's going on? Did you like that? Did I just blow your speakers up? Did that just happen? No, what I'm trying to do is wake you up. It's 11 o'clock. We got to wake up. It's time to go. Let's do this. Not a super duper loaded show. Like, not a lot of different subjects to cover, but the subjects we do have to cover are quite extensive. So, hang on just a second. I want to make sure I got something. Okay. Yep. All right. We're good. We're good to go. Yeah. So, again, hope you guys had a good week. Do me a favor if you guys haven't already. Like the content. Hit the like button. Do me a favor. Hit the like. Let's go. Share the content. John Hawes, I think, has already done that. Hawes is the man. Kelly Marie does from time to time. She shares. Just do me a favor. Share the content. It, help a guy out, And like. And if you haven't already, feel free to tap the subscribe button. I had to fix the thumbnail. The thumbnail was incorrect on the name. Jaxon has 1 A in his name, not 2's. Not 2. Not 2A. He doesn't have 2 A's. He has 1 A. That's what he has. So, yeah. Shout out to you guys, Patreon supporters, everyone here live. Thanks for being here. So we have our question of the day. It was a little late. It was like 10 minutes before, almost 10 minutes before the show went live. But this is what I want to know from you guys, and those of you who are watching this now live, and those of you who are here afterwards, after the fact. How are the Hogs portal game going so far? How's it going? I probably need to retitle that, but how are the Hogs doing so far in the portal? That's the question. You live and die by the portal, as is the case all around of college football. How are things going for the Hogs so far? Consider the losses and gains, and it is early. As of right now, you have 2 coming in and like 25 leaving. Still waiting on a couple of names. Parker's name continues to get brought up. I don't know. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's reconsidered, or he's the staff has reached out to him and, got him to chill. Said, hey, just give it a minute. Okay. So we did get some people on Discord that responded. Ed Hatcher says, and again, this is so far, guys. I get that it's early. That's why I said so far. But Ed Hatcher says, hard to say. Got a lot of good prospects, but they got to commit. I agree. Tyler Broadway says net positive. Hazelwood and Landon Jackson are going to be huge, plus some more on the way. Broham Todd says it's too early to say for sure. We will have to wait till next season before we really know if the portal. Right. And again, it's just how do you feel so far? That's it. That's all I want to know. Like, do you like what's coming in? Do you feel pretty confident of where they're at? Are they? Maybe the losses aren't as bad as we all think. Maybe this is just kind of a part of that attrition that we hear so often about with the portal. Maybe that's what this is. And the 2 guys coming in are huge, and you feel like they're going to have a good impact. I don't know. It doesn't have to be a short story. Like, it could be a short little paragraph. Hey, this is what I think so far, Ty. You could even give me a grade, 1 to 10, or a B, C, D grade, whatever you want to do. Dante Marine says, I'd say better than predicted given Arkansas doesn't bring in top-end talent. So this way Arkansas can now through the portal, which closes the gap. I love his take here because so many people have looked at the portal as though it's all bad. And I've been telling you guys for a while, it's not all bad. Felipe Franks, look at the impact Felipe Franks has had on KJ Jefferson. Look at the impact that had. I still feel like that was a square peg in a round hole. I don't think he ever really fit this Arkansas offense. Maybe if he felt a little bit more confident in his ability to run, because, we got him right after his surgery. But I like Dante. Dante Marine strikes me as a glass half full kind of guy, and I can dig it because I think a lot of people, we concentrate so much on the negative, we sometimes forget about the positive. There are some positive things, even though I think the portal might need to be on its way out. But again, it's not all 100% bad. Longshot says if you consider the impact on this past season, easily home run, but we'll have to see how they close to determine this year. At this point, with the numbers crunch, I think it's pretty much evened out. the losses. So that's still a win. John Haas says we will need to pull some guys in, but it's a dance. Got to work the flow and fill, and then get the steps in where they go. Randall Cates is considering we've lost Hornsby, Brooks, and Fouché. Not too good. Okay, that's fair. That's another way of looking at it. And again, that is so far this year. I know I brought up Felipe Franks, but you see what I'm saying? Like so far this year, how do you feel with so far your 2 new additions and with all the guys that are in the portal? So we know now Malik Hornsby for sure in the portal. Doesn't sound like he has any interest in coming back. I mean, who knows? Too early to say. Jalen Williams, we know, committed to Southern Miss, the defensive lineman. I'm really sad to see go. Gregory Brooks and Joseph Fouché, both gone to LSU. I think, was it Fouché who said that it was an easy choice to make? Was it Fouché that said that? And I hope I'm not putting words in his mouth. I hope I'm not, because that is never my intention here. But that is so disappointing to hear. And now it's like, okay, don't let the door hit you on your ass on the way out. Nick Turner, Devin Bush, both in there. So it's 2 more DBs. How many DBs do we have total? What is that, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defensive backs. Jermaine Hamilton Jordan being the other one. You got a lot of guys here to consider that are coming out of or leaving. They're going into the direction we don't want them to, going into the Bobby Hopper portal, transfer portal, and leaving Northwest Arkansas. What's up, Tara? What's up, man? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Tony Brown, I heard that Kamani will probably be a go. Yeah, so we found out why he didn't get his full minutes. I thought we didn't see him in the second half. I think he logged, like 9 or 10 minutes or so against Mizzou. The dude just dominated. He rolled his ankle. And I guess he's expected to play. So Northwest Arkansas is where, let's see, Northwest Arkansas, where is all the NIL money? Walmart, Tyson, JB Hunt, don't care about the Razorback sports. Okay, Steve, I can already tell we're going to have a conversation. The Waltons just want to turn Bentonville into Austin with $100 million art. That's funny. I get where you're going with that. Although Crystal Bridges is kind of cool. Not gonna lie, Crystal. It's pretty neat that Northwest Arkansas has something like that. So let me start off by saying this, and I'm not an artsy kind of guy. I'm really not. I really, every time I go, I feel like I'm like, you talk about round peg, a fat round peg in a square hole. It just doesn't make sense for me to be there. I'm not a real big artsy guy. They had a comic thing. Oh, Lord, it was not what I thought it was going to be. They had like this comic book art exhibit, and it was insane. And it was not what I expected at all. So I'm not going to go down that road. Let me say this, Steve. It's real easy to spend someone else's money, and you also have to understand the U of A has a rule in place that Walmart can't get involved. Walmart cannot get involved. JB Hunt cannot get involved. Tyson cannot get involved. That's a rule from the University of Arkansas. Now, maybe that's vague and there's more to it. Maybe there's some loopholes. I don't know. But from what I understand, they could not get involved. And it's also possible that that's changed. But it's real easy to point fingers and to spend other people's money. And that's a very millennial kind of take. You know, like I'm upset you're not doing for me. Why aren't you doing more? That's just such a millennial take, and I don't agree with it. We also have to understand that some of these guys, like, look, the deal that Devo got, I've heard his NIL is kind of ridiculous. These guys have NIL deals. Northwest Arkansas is doing its part. They've always done their part. Even before NIL deals, they're very extremely supportive. I had a screenshot sent to me from Hog Sports, the Trey Biddy, Danny West board. They do good work over there. I had a screenshot sent to me of people upset about the university being located in Fayetteville. What if it were in Little Rock? Wouldn't things be so much better if they were in Little Rock? These kind of takes, they're just that's not a millennial take. That's just a stupid-ass take. No, it wouldn't be any better if your university was in Little Rock. But we do this thing where we finger point, and we feel like the grass is always greener on the other side, and it's a very, I don't know. No, I'm just not digging it. Right now, Tony Brown says 2 out of 10. But by February, March, I say you bump that to a 6 out of 10. Okay, fair enough. Jerry Jones needs to come donate $20 million for NIL. Well, I mean, you've already got the Jerry Jones Nutrition Center on campus, and if you've not ever, the outside of it looks insane. I can't imagine what it looks like inside. Yo, what's up, Scott Swindle? How you doing, man? I don't like the portal so far. It's been mean. You big bully. Stop it. Stop it. You're taking all of our defensive backs. What are you doing, Devin Bush? Come back, please. I hear you. Ty, who would you rather have, Wingo or player, or both? Both. I mean, I'm just going to say it. Yeah, you gave me the option. I'm going to take it. Drew Sanders and Wingo, Jaxon player, Memphis safety, McGothern from LSU is what we need. Don't think you get all of them. I will say this on Drew Sanders. I like that he was here. I don't like that he got crystal balled elsewhere while being here. That's weird. I don't know. Fit Nick, what's up, Ty? What's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. Trying to scroll down here. Get caught up on chat. Did Jordan Jones transfer? He's back in the portal. I don't know where he's at, but he's still. I think he's there. I don't know. So far, it seems the production we've lost is going to be easier to replace. Ray Curry and Darren Turner went to Alabama A&M. Did they both go? I'll need to update that. Do you think Felipe Franks was a better mentor to KJ than Kelly Bryant might have been? That's a good question, actually. Yeah, I mean, from what I understand, he had a pretty big impact on KJ. And so, yeah, I mean, obviously I don't know Bryant. Like, I don't know what Bryant could have done, you know. Oh, man, that takes you back. It seems like that was so much longer ago than it really was with the Kelly Bryant stuff. I don't know. I think it worked out pretty well. We'll just say that with Franks. But, yeah, thoughts on getting Jordan Jones back? I don't know. I know he's in the portal. That's all I know from that. That's all I have on him. The Waltons need to not Walmart. Did you see where Jordan Jones is wanting to come back now? Yeah, right. Seventh-year graduate transfer. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I think at that point in time, like, you just move on. When you're that far along, like, I think they're okay there. I don't know that that's a big necessity that you want to roll the dice on a 7-year guy. We need to form an LLC and spend $40 million. Yeah, like A&M. That's right. Post about U of A being in Little Rock got massive downvotes. So I don't know. I'm not, but I got the screenshot sent to me, and it was asinine. And I don't know, man. Like I've followed Trey Biddy and Danny West for a long time, even when they were over at Rivals. I love the work they do. Boards are going to be boards, even on paid boards. And I'm glad that happened. I'm glad you told me that, because that is just the stupidest shit that I've read all day. I mean, I saw that this morning and I just shook my head so hard. Like, that's the dumbest take. And it looked like the name. It looked like a made-up name. I bet it was someone that got in on the dollar deal. We should go get Dwight McGlothern just out of spite. Well, Sanders was crystal balled the minute he announced his transfer plans. Was he? Because from what I understand, he got here and then he got the ball. He got the crystal ball. All right. Whatever the case, I right now I don't. I'm glad that he was here. Beyond that, I would say I wouldn't lean on him coming here. All right, so we talked about Joseph Fouché and Gregory Brooks. They're now committed to LSU. Here's what I've got on the portal. Here's what I understand, and this is me for the last 24 hours. Well, yeah, probably about the last almost 24 hours or so, maybe a little more. What I have on the portal. Deshaun Watkins, the 6'4", 200 pound corner or DB. God, I mean, there's no way in the SEC 6'4". You don't see that every day lining up at corner. Safety, that's one thing, but corner. And I had seen where he was projected, depending on where he goes, to possibly get moved to another position. But out of Memphis, I'll say this. 10 would be like silent commit. So you'll never hear me say 10. So let's say 5 is I'm not really sure. It could go either way, right? 50-50. 6 would be I'm kind of leaning to Arkansas. 7 would be I'm really liking Arkansas here. 8 being I really like Arkansas here. 9 is I'm not going to say 10, but damn, it's a 10. So you may never hear me say 9 either. I would lean on him probably at like a 7 right now for Arkansas. I like their odds. I really do here. And this changes. And this is the thing about the portal, guys. I mean, hell, they're starting off with these portal rankings now. It has completely changed the dynamics of how you recruit. It's completely, I mean, you talk about taking a giant shit on somebody. Whatever happened to JUCO players? I feel for them. There's no one who's getting hit harder by this than JUCO players. But it makes it so challenging because, they're little, and it's good for them, right? For them, they're older, they're more mature, and they're not really talking to as many people. Now I saw where Jaxon Player had talked to the a couple of Tulsa papers, and we'll get filled in on that here in just a second, we'll talk about him, not necessarily the article. It's really difficult. So when I say a 7 today, guys, it could be a 4 tomorrow. I'll just say that. Right now, I feel pretty comfortable. I like I'll just say that I like where Arkansas is sitting with him. Drew Sanders, I would probably put on a 5. Which is really I'm not sure, but Arkansas's in the mix. Obviously, he took a visit here. We know how desperate they are at linebacker. You've still got the possibility of losing Andrew Parker. This is another reason why, if you're going to have NIL deals, if you're going to have transfer portal, you need to change the date on when you can, come and go into the portal. Like I think it's July 1st. Is your deadline, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's July 1st. It needs to come up. It needs to be before spring camp. Because I'd hate to do another Mike Woods scenario or have another Mike Woods scenario where he goes all through spring camp and then he bounces. Which still has raised so many flags for me. It still does. I know I've heard great things about Mike. I know people that know him. I talk to people who talk to him quite a bit. He's a good kid. Good egg. I know people aren't real happy about him leaving, so on and so forth, yada, yada, yada. But you have to blame the system that allowed him to take advantage of that, right? It's hard to blame him. And so we need to get rid of that. But it makes things so much more difficult, too, because once they get into the portal, especially guys like Drew Sanders, God only knows with all the offers, who's offered him. Then you splash in NIL. Oh, jeez. So it changes every day. Right now, I'm putting Sanders at about a 5. Arkansas for Sanders, you're battling what I know right now is Texas and Oklahoma, and the belief was that Texas might actually be in the lead, but that could change. Wingo, this is the big one, right? 6'1", 200 and what is he? What is Wingo? About 280 out of Mizzou. Well, this is a tough one. 2 days ago, I had him at I'd probably have him at a 7. I'd probably put him at about a 5 right now. I'm not sure. Now, Jaxon Player, 6 foot, just about 200, and I think he's right at about 290 out of Tulsa. We know the coaching connection, right? He's going to be deciding on Sunday. That's the word on the street, and I think that's all. But I mean, that's verified from who I've been able to talk to. So Sunday, he's going to make his decision. He's picking, and this is what he told the Tulsa World paper, I think. He told them it's between Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Arkansas, Baylor, and TCU. He's going to announce Sunday. He's on his visit this weekend. Now, I think Jaxon Player is a huge get for whoever gets him. And these are all like schools that want him pretty badly. And I mean, again, you're talking about Oklahoma and Oklahoma and and Oklahoma State have been the two that are obviously, it's the home state and all that, or it's the state in which he's played in. And there's some connections there. Oklahoma State has had some recent success. So Oklahoma State could be in the mix. I don't know, but I'm leaning pretty heavily towards Arkansas right now. Sunday could change everything. I don't know. Maybe everything we're hearing. Again, the portal is way harder to predict than high school. I'll tell you that right now. The portal is harder to predict than high school. It is. Just talking to, because the media, they don't get the same kind of access to these players, and they're a little bit more street smart. They know what to say and what not to say. They're also not, they're typically on campus. They're not around friends and family as much, and they're not talking and flapping their gums as much. So they're more isolated around coaches and teammates and maybe some, friends on campus. But it's not the same as in high school when they've got cousins, uncles that are heavily involved, parents that are heavily involved, and then they talk, and then the word just goes. I'll tell you right now, that's how a lot of the stuff that I find out, it's usually, oh, well, a family member is saying this. So that's, I think, another big part of it, why the portal is so hard to predict. But right now, I like him to Arkansas. I like Jaxon Player to Arkansas. I would lean him towards the Hogs right now. Again, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Arkansas, Baylor, and TCU. Can't forget Baylor's had a lot of success as well in the Big 12. I tell you, they're kind of an anomaly, Baylor is. They disappear for years, and then they hire – what was that coach that went to the NFL? Matt Rule? Boy, wasn't that a good hire for them. Of course, you could talk about Art Briles, but, we're several years removed from that. Eric Reed, not going – I don't even think he's heard from Arkansas, the defensive back. Dwight McLaughlin, I'm not liking Arkansas's odds right now. I'd say probably about a 3. Eric Reed, I'd put at the moment, because Arkansas hasn't contacted, probably put him at about a 4 or a 3. And then Jackson Bratton, the 6'2", 233-pound linebacker, committed to UAB. Arkansas never reached out, which was surprising just because of the linebacker, how much in need you were and how early he hit the portal compared to some of these other guys that they're in on. So, yeah, that's whatever portal questions you have, remember, and that's the other thing about it, too. There's 500 players in the damn portal. I'm going to hear a name that I hadn't even heard of, and I have actually my neighbor Alex he texts me quite a bit. He keeps me up to date. Kelly Marie does a good job. You guys in Discord do an awesome job. Again, I need to make someone a mod over the transfer or the Bobby Hopper portal page. So you guys don't let me forget about that. But I'm probably going to add a mod or two there for people to post so they can update the portal page. Yeah, Dwight McLaughlin, I still have him. He's got a flame on his name, and I need to change that. I'd probably take it off on the Bobby Hopper. For those of you who don't know, one flame, maybe I should just stick to the damn flame system. One flame is they're in the mix. Something's going on. Either Arkansas's reached out or he's reached out back and forth. 2 is I'm feeling pretty good about the odds, and 3 are 3 flames. 3 little flame emojis are, he's going to be a hog. Reed withdrew his name from the portal, staying at Auburn. Okay. That's news to me. Shahid Mustafa, what's up, man? Shout out to Coach Pittman for winning the Bear Bryant Award. He did. Fan favorite. That was awesome. Good for him, man. Hello. Jenna, how are you? I hope you're feeling better. How are you? Hope you're feeling better, girl. Do you have a clue on Sanders' timeline? I don't at the moment. I feel like he's got these visits left to take. We may, look, I mean, you've got one guy picking on Sunday. You gotta feel pretty good about where you're at with Player, and then you just kind of hold your breath for the rest of these guys right now. Like I said, you're still in really good shape with pull that up here really quick. I think you're in pretty good shape with Wingo at the moment. Now, I don't know too. I kind of wonder if these two are waiting on each other. Talking about the exact same, almost the same damn player. Similar in size. Wingo's about 6'1", 275, 280. Jaxon Player 6', 290. They're both going to end up playing that interior spot. The lining up over the center, the nose tackle spot. So it kind of makes you wonder if Player does commit to Arkansas and does end up coming here, what does he do? Does Wingo decide, well, wait a minute, I don't want to be a backup behind Player. I mean, they do rotate, but, I want to be the guy. It's something to think about. Whereas, you look at someone like Drew Sanders and how often Arkansas rotates 3 linebackers, even though they play with more of a 3-2 look. They still rotate quite heavily, and it's a little bit different. I mean, look, Bumper Pool's not even technically a starter, or he wasn't most of the year. I think, in fact, I want to say or at least half the time, at least half the time he wasn't a starter. But all three linebackers, look at the production. All three were 100 plus. That's a little bit different. You compare that to a nose tackle, you're trying to gobble up as much film as you can. And then, of course, Watkins. Like I said, I feel what I say about 7. I'd say somewhere between a 6 and 7 on him, or dare I say a flame and a half or 2 flames, if you go by our Discord ratings. So yeah, if you have any questions, NWA not showing up to basketball games, attendance has been embarrassing this year. I will admit, Bud Walton has been disappointing, and I think we talked about that in Discord a little while back. They're still loud. They'll make 6,000 people sound like 10. I don't know what's going on at Bud. I really don't. Now, I don't ever blame an 8 p.m. tip-off for no one going. 8 p.m. tip-off on a Wednesday night, it's just so dumb. It's just so dumb. Why? Why are you doing that? People got to get up and go to work, man. People got to get up. Kids going to school. I mean, I hate the 8 p.m. tip-off. Now, I don't think that's their doing. That might have been a network thing. I don't know. Oh, please. Northwest Arkansas looks down on us Little Rock. What's us Little Rock BAWS? Oh, okay. We bleed Razorback red. Nobody's looking down on you, Steve. I have family down there in the Bryant, Benton, and, my wife has family in Beebe, Arkansas. We have family all over Central Arkansas. I'm born and raised up here. I promise you nobody looks down on you. Please stop that woe is me bullshit. Ugh. I hope you're kidding, Steve. I'm just going to play that off like you're kidding. As a Little Rock native, I don't know if we could support the Razorbacks as well as Northwest Arkansas. Fayetteville is growing rapidly, if I'm not mistaken. I've said before, I do think Northwest Arkansas loves its Razorbacks. But you've got a lot of transplants up here. You got a lot of people because of J.B. Hunt, because of Tyson, because of Walmart, hell, even George's Chicken here in Springdale. All these big companies and factories, too, that attract jobs from out of state, especially in Springdale. You got a lot of transplants up here in Fayetteville and in Bentonville and Rogers. The natives, I don't know. I think they are staying. I think they're staying in Northwest Arkansas. They're moving to Farmington, Prairie Grove, Goshen, Lowell, Springdale. I think, in fact, I'm obviously not from Springdale. I'm from Fayetteville, and I live in Springdale. But I do think they support their Hogs here. But I stand by what I said a while back, which was that I feel like the rest of the state probably more diehard than Northwest Arkansas is. Now, I don't think that was the case when I was younger. I think the whole state was kind of, locked arms around the Hogs. I don't think that's as much because of the transplants. But then again, like I've said before, a lot of transplants become Hog fans. And it is a growing area. You're not wrong, Tony. You're not wrong about that. It is growing. My take on the portal, it's okay. Could be a lot worse. We don't expect to recruit like Bama or Georgia anyway. You're not wrong. Gaining the 2 we already have plus the others coming soon is definitely better than before. Maybe our blown coverage problems go to LSU. That's a good way of looking at it. Why do you think Pit Boss didn't try to talk Brooks and Fouché out of leaving like he did with Jalen St. John? It might have been Tykees Crawford, not sure. Yeah, so it was Jalen St. John. I don't know that he didn't. Do we know that no one talked to them? Because I don't know if that was the case. July 1st is way too late. It is. It is entirely too late. I mean, that's ridiculous. You get to go all the way through spring camp. You're telling me that that's okay. You get to go all the way through spring camp and then decide, hey, I'm going to leave. That didn't do anybody any good anywhere. Not even Oklahoma. Didn't do Mike Woods any good. Didn't do Arkansas any good. The question with Sanders is, does he want to play in the SEC, says Azazian. It's a good point. Oklahoma and Texas automatically think Drew is coming to them. Maybe he wants to stay in the SEC. Also true. Boop, 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 boop. Give Ty a like. That's right. Give me a like. Share the content too. Slim Chicken, not Slim's Chicken. We need more of your prank calls. That was magical. I had one pulled up here. Funny enough, I was gonna include it in today's show. Maybe I'll show you what I've cut up so far. It's pretty good. Maybe if we get there. Believe there are 800 in the portal, says David Coleman. Openings for around 1,500 portal transfers. Portal will take care of itself in due time. It will. And you're going to have a lot of players that are just kind of left, out in the ethos. So would you compare Player or Wingo with Ridgeway? No. I think Ridgeway, longer, taller, different body style, raw strength. I always thought his technique, from what I've read and, the couple of people that know a lot more about it than I do, felt like his technique was maybe a little bit lagging. Stamina from start to finish towards the beginning of the year, he disappeared in games a lot of the time, but he did a good job as the year went on, gobbling up double teams, different kind of players. And size alone tells you that, right? Torrin looked good last year. He did. Just got here. What's the news? Country Boy. I don't know, man. You're going to have to go back and watch from the beginning. Most underrated Arkansas wide receiver of all time, I think Keon Hatcher. Nobody seems to talk about him with all the other great wideouts. Why don't we talk more about Kobe Hamilton? And that dude set records here. No one talks about Kobe Hamilton. I get that 2012 season was a disaster. Keon was good, especially in that offense. Ridgeway's moving on, Steve-O. He announced he's moving on. Little Rock is great, but it's no Fayetteville. That I agree with. That I do agree with. And maybe that is my bias coming out a little bit. All right. Let's get into I know you guys are wanting to get into basketball. Oh, I had another thing. 247, really quick. 247 put out their top 10 breakout players for the 2022 college football season. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see that or not. But they have Bumper Pool in there. Now, remember, that's breakout, right? Like, I know people were like, why didn't KJ? Well, they know about KJ. And they should know about Bumper, if you want my honest damn opinion. I don't know why we're even talking about him being a breakout guy. I would expect, like, I don't know, maybe if you're going to put any Razorback in there, that might even be a damn good poll question. Who would be your breakout guy? Doesn't necessarily have to be anybody brand new. But who's someone you feel like this year? That'll be another time. Maybe we'll talk about that. But I don't know that I would put Bumper in there because you feel like he's already broken out. The guy had 190 freaking tackles this year. What are we doing? But I thought that was interesting they included him. So, yeah. All right. Guys, we got a big one tomorrow. This game against LSU, and look, I mean, even for you casual basketball fans, you guys are like, I'm out. I don't want to watch. I don't care. Okay, well, if you're that far gone, then yeah, you're that far gone. But for those of you that just kind of keep up, this is a big deal. Tomorrow is a real big deal. I don't know how Arkansas, without Eric Musselman, we know he's going to have to miss some time. They're saying 2 to 3 games, I think is what it was. He tore a rotator cuff during a recent practice drill. Will miss at least a couple of games. Keith Smart taking over, as you guys saw at the very beginning when he was talking with the media. He's going to take over. And, of course, his first trip back to Baton Rouge. So Keith should be able to fill in adequately for Muss. He has NBA coaching experience. He coached the Golden State Warriors 2010. He was a head coach, and then he was the head coach for Sacramento Kings from 2011 to 2013. Then with Cleveland, he was an interim head coach in 2003. So he has head coaching experience. He has NBA experience. I like him. I do. I hope this doesn't become a thing where, like, if they go to LSU and they just get absolutely blown out, which is a possibility, that everyone starts blaming Keith Smart. I don't think that's fair. I mean, Muss not being there is a pretty big deal. That's pretty significant in my opinion. But they've kind of known this, right? They've been preparing for this. Him and Muss talked about the possibility of him not being there. I thought it was interesting. They're going to start the same 5 that they started against Mizzou. And I thought it was interesting too. Someone asked him in the media, and I think I put it in the beginning here, in the beginning video before the show goes live, that Muss is just going to let him do his thing, and I guess he's been kind of hands off, which is so hard for me to believe. Even under the knife, I feel like, even when he's got the surgeon cutting him open and doing their thing, he's asking, like, he's got a video up, right? Or they're playing just sound for him to listen to while he's knocked out cold. So in his subconscious, he's actually listening to what's going on in practice. Like, I have such a hard time believing that he's just not involved. But I guess he's involved, but he's just letting Keith do his thing. Coach Smart going to do his thing. I can't wait. It's going to be cool to see Keith Smart out there coaching him, doing his thing. So he's got his hands full. Arkansas 11-5 on the road, again in Baton Rouge on ESPN2 at 1 p.m. The 11-5 Hogs taking on the 15-1, number 12 ranked LSU Tigers, who I don't know if they're a top 15 team or not. It's going to be difficult to say, again, without Musselman being there. If Arkansas does get blown out, it's still and I'm not trying to create an excuse. I mean, I think that's a legitimate argument to make. Wait a minute, they didn't have their head coach? What the hell? Like, I think that's a legitimate argument to be like, pump your brakes. You could also look at it, if Arkansas plays them close, maybe they're just vastly overrated. Or it could also just be that Keith Smart's a damn good coach and he knows what he's doing. I like Keith Smart. I like his resume. I've listened to him talk to the media. I like him a lot. LSU is currently the 6th best scoring team in the SEC. They're getting around 76 points a game. LSU is also one of the best rebounding squads in the nation. They're currently ranked 2nd in the league in the SEC. LSU hasn't attempted many shots outside, just 337 so far on the year. So that's just above Mizzou. And Mizzou is a bad three-point shooting team, and they didn't take a lot of threes outside. Mizzou was at 20 shots a game going in against Arkansas. What'd they end up shooting? Like 22 attempts, I think. Obviously, it was less. They went under, didn't they? Maybe I'm getting them in Arkansas mixed up. But anyways, regardless, Mizzou was a poor shooting three-point team, and they didn't take a lot of shots. LSU's at 21 attempts per game, and they're a horrible three-point shooting team based on what I found. LSU ranks 235th in the country overall at three-point shooting percentage. Not a good perimeter team on the offensive side of things. Terry Eason, their big 6'8" power forward. This guy is averaging right around 16 points. And unless I read this wrong, he's averaging right at about 80% at the free throw line. That's pretty impressive for a 6'8", for a big to be doing that. Darius Day is another. They've got length. They're long, and that's what worries you. Here's one of those matchup things we've been talking about. In LSU, that's just kind of Will Wade's MO. And I think that's why his teams are so difficult for teams like Arkansas, even though last year you didn't have, like, matchups weren't as much of a problem because your guards, all your pieces were long. They had long arms, long bodies, right? This year I don't think they're as long, but I do think maybe they could match. It just depends on their rotation and what they start with. I think they could match up with them on the floor, but LSU should have the advantage here. So Darius Day is a 6'7" forward. This is his 8th time in his career to play the Razorbacks. He's currently 4-3 in his career with the LSU Tigers taking on the Hogs. He's looking to make that 5-3. Obviously, Arkansas would prefer that to be keep him at 500, 4-4 overall. So Arkansas plans on using the exact same lineup from the Mizzou game. One of the things I noted here, I'm curious to see how the Hogs utilize Wade and Kamani Johnson, assuming Kamani's 100% good to go against the Tigers. Both are capable of big physical type of play and are starting to see more and more minutes on the floor here lately. So, going to be an interesting matchup with LSU. This is another one of those games where it's like, Oh, man. I mean, even playing them close could do so much for their confidence. It would make you feel so much better. I like LSU in this one. I don't know how to feel about an interim head coach because here's the thing. Will Wade has studied Eric Musselman this year on film. Eric Musselman's tendencies. Every coach is different. They call timeouts at different times. They don't always, Eric Musselman's kind of caught some flack for not calling enough timeouts. Maybe you're going to get something a little bit different here. How he utilizes his matchups on the floor. Who does he want? Obviously, J.D. Notte is going to be your premier shot taker, but are there going to be different guidelines for these guys based on open looks? Is he encouraging these guys to take more shots when you're open? Because we've seen Arkansas actually, surprisingly, the last couple of games pass up plenty of open looks. Most of it coming from J-Dub. J-Dub always passes up open threes. I think he tried one last week. Which was, that's surprising. But you're talking about looking at must film. Now you don't have much to go on. You really don't. So that could make this interesting. At the end of the day, we know it's about the talent on the floor. We know the LSU's loaded with talent. They're loaded with size. They're going to be a matchup problem for a lot of teams. I kind of thought the way they started off, they might be the best team in the SEC. I kind of wonder if it's between them and Auburn right now. But, yeah, LSU's playing really good ball. Timber Johnson with the $20 super chat. Man, you're awesome. Because I'm late as hell, laugh out loud. Got to make up for it. Hope the day going good. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. If JD is on tomorrow, we could make some noise down in Death Valley. He played lights out last game. SEC leader, scoring and steals. When he's on, dude, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Flying Blind. When he's on, and he's difficult to stop. Jake Robertson says we need Hazelwood to have a good year. I agree with that. LSU's trying to compare their defense to our 40 minutes of hell, but it's gonna be a tough game. Yeah, their defense is good. I don't know where I'd put them in the SEC in terms of how good their defense is, but it's up there. It's near the top, and they can beat you in those low-scoring, physical. We're just gonna out physical you down in the paint. They win those kind of games. So they're gonna need Kamani. They're gonna need Wade. Jalen's gonna have to get tough in this one. It's gonna be a battle. So I'm excited about it. Smart is a very intelligent man. The basketball game, we will do well against LSU. I hope you're right, Leslie. And I like I said, I like him a lot. How do you feel about your Rams' chances against the Cardinals? I like them. I would take Arkansas or the Rams. It's a good matchup, Arizona and LA. ESPN, if you have I don't know how the hell I have their insider. I guess because we're subscribed to Disney, maybe. I don't know how we have insider, but I was able to look. They actually, their writer, they have them playing the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I don't know that the Rams make it that far. I don't like their odds. If they've got to play Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. Plenty of experience, plenty of playoff experience. I don't know how I feel about that. I'd probably lean on Green Bay and Kansas City. Ooh, wouldn't that be a fun matchup? J. Will can shoot the ball well. He just does what his team needs, like Dennis Rodman. Just like what Dennis Rodman said, if you can average 10 rebounds a game, you could play in the NBA. I mean, yeah. Will Wade will pay our guys to lose the game. Dude has some deep pockets. Oh, wiretap Will. I tell you, he's a character, man. I mean, he's one of those, I don't know. It's amazing that we've gone over it. And look, I would say the same if Eric Musselman was cheating. Hey, look, man, cheating's cheating. Now, with the NIL being the way it is, I don't know how to look at that. If NIL's involved, I mean, what are the rules? They've left it up to all the states individually. It's I think the Wild Wild West doesn't even cap it right. Ty, when do you think we'll see Texas and Oklahoma in the SEC? Probably. It just depends. If the Big 12 manages to keep itself together. The Oklahoma and Texas have to pay the Big 12. They'll have to pay the Big 12 if they try to exit early. Now, I read a few months back Oklahoma couldn't afford the payout or the buyout, whatever. Texas could, but they're going to stick it out. It's probably not worth it for them. Now, if the Big 12 crumbles, they got these new additions. There's a little bit of excitement with these new additions to the Big 12. Maybe they can sustain themselves for a little longer, but I think the hope is for Texas and Oklahoma is that the Big 12 collapses in like a year. And I don't see that happening, but, like by 2024, 2023, I think that's what they're kind of shooting on, for the Big 12 to collapse within itself. I'm sorry, and I get Texas Tech has some diehard fans, right? Baylor's got some diehard fans. But Oklahoma State, Baylor, Texas Tech, who am I skipping out on? Kansas State, they've got some fans. There's some pride there, right? I'm sure Kansas Jayhawks take up the majority of that state for basketball, but that's just not enough for me to buy into the Big 12. And I get they're adding these teams from large markets, but what matters is, in that case, I don't think you're looking at potential, like what can you do in that market. I think you're looking at what do they do now in their markets. And Cincinnati is not going to beat out Ohio State for television time in the state of Ohio. It's just not going to happen. They might be one of the top in the state, in terms of in college, but no one gives a shit about the Cincinnati. No one cares about Cincinnati in the state of Oklahoma or in the state of Ohio, except for alumni and maybe the people that kind of keep up with college football in that region. Again, I know they've got a lot of exciting things going on, making the playoffs. I just don't know that's enough to keep the Big 12 afloat. BYU is debatable. We kind of talked about that a little bit, and maybe I need to educate myself on some of these teams. But who's the other one? UCF. Have you guys heard about the attendance problems the state of Florida has, like for their major league and even some of the UCF, UAB or not UAB, sorry, FAU, FIU. These schools do not do well with attendance. They don't care. There's more going on in the state of Florida, like Florida and Florida State and Miami, than anything else, right? Who's the other one? Cincinnati. Who's the other school? There's one more. You got Cincinnati, UCF, BYU. Wasn't there one more? Am I crazy? I think I'm taking crazy pills. But Texas Tech is just Lubbock. I mean, come on. That might be your biggest, right, of that group. Houston's the other. You might have a shot there. I think there's plenty of Houston fans. But just because you're in a large market, it's not like the NFL. Like where you add a team into the NFL, they're looking at the market size, right? It's one of the reasons why they got out of St. Louis, the Rams, in the NFL. It's why they left. That's a medium-sized market. Luckily, the Cardinals in the Rust Belt do really well. I mean, look down here. They're everywhere in Northwest Arkansas. Cardinal fans are abundant in Northwest Arkansas. You go to Northeast Arkansas. I've got a friend that lives over there in Piggott. He'll tell you, Cardinals fans everywhere. That's different. That's Major League Baseball. Texas Tech, Oklahoma State, I'm sorry, but like compared to what the SEC has to offer, and then Texas and Oklahoma, they're just not going to capture the market. And it's going to be unfortunate. And the Big 12 will collapse. And then you're out of your deal if you're Oklahoma and Texas. You can leave whenever the hell you want. Can't forget about the legendary UGF Pandas program. Tony Romo built himself a dynasty in the SEC. I don't know what you're talking about. Hope Jaxon Dart doesn't go to Ole Miss. I will probably be at Tampa. Oh, that's cool. You're going to be – okay, that's neat. But Arizona has to get through L.A. Just jumping on, Ty. Stuck at home with COVID. Oh, that sucks, Dwight. I'm sorry, man. I'm picking the Packers and the Chiefs. I like that. I think that's just what it's going to be. I know the Rams have a pretty good lineup. Their offense really good, but Stafford turnover prone. Turned the ball over a lot lately and started off great, but I think they get by round one. I think they get through their wild card, but then I think they get stopped by Green Bay. Then again, I don't know. Aaron Rodgers, who's talking about – did you guys see that? I think that was on what's that guy's oh, my God, the punter, McAfee. I think he said on his show, correct me if I'm wrong, that he was going to boycott the Super Bowl. I hope not. Man, I hope not. I hope he doesn't do that. Cowboys all the way. Or first-round exit, says Nick. Do you prefer Slim Chickens or Popeyes? Dude, I want to support Slim's because they're local. But Popeye's chicken is fire. I mean, dude, that spicy chicken sandwich. Oh, my God. I think I know where I'm going for lunch. All right. Come on, Ty, go Chiefs. I would take the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs – that's a tough one, actually. That's a tough matchup. I don't know, man. I think the Rams, and this probably is me being slightly biased, but also me looking at it zoomed completely out. Boy, the Rams got a lot of, Von Miller, Aaron Donald, Ramsey, their linebackers are, when they're on, they're on. They're good at forcing quarterbacks into making mistakes, turning the ball over. Their pass rush, and Von Miller hasn't been a huge addition, although he came through big for him a couple of times late in the season. Of course, he wasn't added onto the roster until late in the year, just like OBJ. Rams have missed out on Cam Akers all year, and that's something to think about. They're starting running back out for the entire year, but they've had a couple of guys fill that void pretty well. And then you lost Woods at wide receiver. Huge loss, but fortunately they have Cooper Kupp, the best receiver in the NFL this year. So Rodgers was on McAfee refuting the story, that he would boycott. He said that was crazy. Thank you for clearing that up, Mike. I appreciate it, man. That sandwich is overrated. Oh, what? What? You take that back, Timber Johnson. My dude, that sandwich is fire. That spicy chicken sandwich is the shit. Stafford is big, overrated. What are you talking about, overrated? Man, when he got traded to the Rams with Goff, everyone was like, I don't even know who's the better deal here. Overrated. What are you talking about? He was money for like 70% of the season. Then the final 4 or 5 games, he was just turning the ball over. Bengals aren't ready. Bengals are on fire, though. I don't want to play the Bengals. I feel like if the Bengals make the Super Bowl, they're probably going to win it. They are on fire, man. Let's be honest, it's going to be Tampa versus Pats. Wouldn't that be great? It might be Tampa. I just don't think the Bucs. I don't know. It's Tom Brady in the playoffs. Do you bet? It's almost like Nick Saban. Like you don't want to bet against him in the playoffs. And look how that turned out this year. But normally that's just not the case. You feel that way with Tom Brady. You know, the Bucs have a little bit of drama going on and all that. I don't know, man. It's so hard to pick against him. But I feel like Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, I kind of feel like is, he's had some off the field distractions this year with all the vaccine drama and all that stuff and him going on McAfee's show. Like, I don't know. Is he focused? That sandwich is great, especially the spicy. Yeah, the spicy. I don't really care for the regular. The spicy is phenomenal, man. The sauce Popeyes uses sets it apart. Oh. Well, I guess I need to come to the Popeyes you eat at because the one in Malvern sucks. Dude, it's fire, man. I'm telling you. I love it. Hey, Ty, pray for me. I tested positive. Oh, Michael, I hate to hear that, bro. I hope you're all right, man. Hope you get through it. Roar Sports for the super chat. Bengals winning the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow was built for this. Who day? It says Roar Sports Media. They're fun to watch, and I kind of want the two teams that are just gonna light it up, man. In the Super Bowl, those are the best Super Bowls when it's like a 38-35 kind of score. And I think the teams that are favored to make it, that's kind of what they all are. Gone are the days of the I formation, run the ball 40 times. That's kind of gone, isn't it? Popeyes and Cabot is fire. I'm sitting in Raising Cane's listening to you compare chicken. Which Raising Cane's are you at, Ryan? Are you in Fayetteville? Or are you outside of NWA? Ty, our Rams are going to win the Super Bowl. Go Rams. I hope so, man. You like my helmet? You see my helmet back there? I want to get the full one, but I'm proud of that little one. I have my Aaron Donald jersey too, man. Man, I hope. I want revenge. I really want them to play the Pats again, just to beat Bill Belichick before he leaves before he retires. Oh, you're in Phoenix, Arizona. Okay. Well, tell them I said their chicken sucks. Raising Cane's is garbage. Cardboard chicken when you are known more for the sauce. You're not at a chicken joint. I'm not a fan of Raising Cane's. Best chicken is Chicken Express. Is that a gas station? Is that one of those? Is that like a gas station that just? Man, we stopped somewhere in. Man, where was that? When we were coming back from Florida last year, where did we stop? It might have been somewhere in Mississippi. Dude, that gas station chicken was good. I mean, it was way better than I thought it would be. I wish I could remember where that was at. At least you don't have Carson Wentz. That's true. More for me. Wish I had some spice on it. Yeah, I'm just not a Raising Cane's fan at all. Slim's Chicken is way better here than Cane's. Next time you guys are here, you need to try out all the local restaurants around here, man. Slim's and Flying Burrito. Ooh. Their sweet tea. Dude, who's sweet tea? Popeye's sweet tea is good. Chicken Express sweet tea. Man, I'm hungry now, man. Y'all are making me – I'm already fat. Like, y'all are making me I'm gaining weight just reading chat. All right. Saturday. Tomorrow we will have a post-game show after the LSU game. I just hope I just want it to be a ball game. Don't get blown out. Don't get blown out. What's up, John? How you doing, man? Slims is awesome, he says. We don't have a Slims out here. They are global, by the way. Slims is in freaking Europe. Imagine that. Little company, little fast food joint that started in Fayetteville. Chicken Express is a South Arkansas thing. Okay. Probably like Charlie's Chicken. We had a Charlie's Chicken up here, and I only ever saw them in North Arkansas and in northeast Oklahoma. So good, man. Unfortunately. They used to have this blackberry cobbler. Oh. Y'all see why I'm fat now, right? I mean, you get it. Like, I love food. Chicken Express does have good sweet tea. You get the order. I'm all about some sweet tea. All right, well, I'm going to go eat some fried chicken. Tomorrow, after the game, I'll be here. Hope to see you guys here. Thanks to Super Chat, Patreon supporters. Also, shout out to our sponsors, Direct Service Overhead, the garage door repair company. They operate out of Northwest Arkansas and in Central Arkansas. If you need to repair, replace your garage door, give these guys a call. Their link is provided for you down below in the description box. Of course, they're in our Discord as well. They have their own page. So, yeah, go check them out. All right? Woo Pig, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy your Friday. It's going to be a Star Wars day for me and my kids. We're going to get caught up on Boba Fett. And, by the way, if you guys haven't seen Peacekeeper yet, you need to watch it on HBO Max. Just saying, there's 3 episodes out. You can watch them all if you get time. It's so funny. So good. John Cena is awesome. All right. Woo Pig, I'll see you guys tomorrow.